summer arrived in full force on the Turkish coast. So did more than 500 of the world's top archers. The heat was on along the rugged shores of the Mediterranean, where the shifting winds can play tricks. All the more reason to block out the dazzling scenery. Sightseeing would have to wait. There was much more work to be done at Stage 3 of World Archery's 2016 Hyundai World Cup Tour.
Hey, nice to meet you guys. I'm Bernardo Oliveira from Brazil. I'm 23 years old. I shoot Recurve Bow like this one. It's a top competition Recurve Bow. Okay, so here we've got a Recurve Bow as well, but this is a beginner version of it. It's still a little bit modern, made of plastic, maybe glass fiber, and the string itself. In the essence, they're both the same, but now with this one, we're talking about the best you can get for a competition bow. These are the stabilizers. We've got the side rods and the long rod, and their main function is to just stabilize the bow and keep the aim steady as you perform the shot. And also they absorb some vibration. But something that catches a lot of attention is the sight. So it moves up and down and to the sides, so that you can move the sight to make you shoot better. It's just a reference point, so you put the sight in the middle, but to make the arrow go there, you have to perform the whole shot well. Okay, very basic technique, easy to learn in the beginning. You can put your 3 fingers underneath the arrow. You just keep your bow arm straight, and then you bring the tip of your fingers to your face. Maybe you can put it on your cheek. You're gonna see the arrow itself so close to your eye, so you can kind of pretty much see where it's gonna fly and hit. Well, with a modern bow, because of the sight, you should really focus a lot on the anchor. Because if you don't have a good anchor, then the sight is gonna have no use for you. Well, apart from this, it's just details, and maybe to most of the people it's gonna look pretty much the same. But I'd say that the anchor is the big difference. Right, so even some of my friends, they make fun of me. They mock me saying that the bow does the whole shooting, that I don't have to do anything. But it's pretty much the opposite. Like, the bow has all these accessories and the sight to help me, but still all the shooting is up to me. I can put the aim in the 10 ring, but it's up to me to make the arrow hit there. In archery, something so nice is that the bow, it kind of evolves with you. So you start with a simple bow, and then your equipment gets better as you get better in the technique as an archer itself. So you don't have to be scared. You're gonna start with a simple bow with light poundage, which is gonna suit you better, and then with time you evolve until you get to this one.
The classic bow on display on Recurve Sunday. We begin with the mixed team bronze medal match. The Honorable Line Judge Flemming Skilborg of Denmark presiding, and on paper, this was a pick'em. Italy and Chinese Taipei, both with a ton of talent. Of course, the team from Taipei had already won their fair share of medals this summer, so Mauro Nespoli and Gwendolina Sartori were facing a tall task. Though small in stature, Ten Yating has achieved great status and could contend for a gold medal in Rio. Working with Wei Chun Heng on the World Cup circuit, the two had become a formidable force in mixed team competition, and they were leading 3-1 after the first 2 sets. Nespoli has a team gold medal from London on his resume, so that made this 8 all the more surprising. Sartori's been having a strong summer, so you don't expect to see her land in the red zone either. Would those 8s seal their fate? The answer came quickly. 10 for 10, which meant Mr. Wei only needed 8 to win. He went 1 better. And just like that, it was over in 3 sets. So after losing the bronze medal in Antalya last summer, Chinese Taipei comes back with a vengeance in 2016, claiming the silver in Shanghai, the bronze in Colombia, and another bronze medal here on Konyaaltı Beach. On paper, Korea was the prohibitive favorite to win the mixed team gold medal match. With the top-ranked woman and a man ranked in the top 10, they had to be. But India's Atanu Das is no slouch. In fact, Das is good. And the 24-year-old kept his focus despite a 3-1 deficit. Deepika Kumari's been a contender for years and finally displayed the form that led her to silver medals at 4 different World Cup finals. But with Kuban Shan connecting and Chaemi Sun living up to her reputation as Recurve's best female archer, the Koreans were able to keep pace in set 3. So there's little room for mistake at this level, so even 9s can be costly. Das just outside the 10 ring. And the same goes for Deepika. India now in dire straits, knowing full well what Korea is capable of doing. There's still hope after Kuban Shan lands a 9 that isn't lethal. But India's not out of the woods. Chaemi Sun still has a chance to end the match, and she brings the curtain down. 9's enough to take the set and win the match. True to form, Chaemi Sun and Kuban Shan live up to all the expectations. Korea making short work of India, a powerful team in its own right. Just not strong enough, though, to take down 2 of the top-ranked athletes in the recurve standings. Korea wins the gold 5-1.
We are the first team from Estonia who got so close to Olympic quota places, but also the first team who did miss the quota today. We beat number 1 seed Germany. We beat 6-0 Great Britain, but we lost last 2 matches. We got so close. Of course, it was pretty tough. We felt the pressure. We wanted to shoot good. We all feel as a team that we have been much stronger this tournament. We got confidence from European Grand Prix, where we also won a medal with team. And to miss the quota that close didn't feel good.
We have 2 things to do here, the Hyundai World Cup and the Olympic quota. We didn't make it for the World Cup, so we've really got our focus on making the Olympic quota. It's the main goal, as games are at the end of the year. Otherwise, the season should have been over for us. We gave everything during the 3 matches we needed to win. We didn't surrender. And today we're really happy. We are qualified for the Olympics. Tonight, we will have a debrief with Sebastian and Mark, who trained us here, and we'll plan the next 50 days to make the most of our time together, to practice our shooting as a team, and go to Rio with full confidence.
Tomorrow, we will all shoot for individual quota tournament because we still don't have even an individual quota. After beating so strong teams today, of course, it gives us more confidence. If we shoot good, then one of us can get Olympic quota individually tomorrow. We will see. Tomorrow is another day. I hope it's better than today.
The men from Mexico also hoping for a better day than the one they had in Medellin at stage 2 when they lost the team gold medal to Korea. But it did not look like that better day would be in Antalya. 2 sets into the match, Mexico was down 4-0, and to make matters worse, they trailed by 1 midway through the 3rd set. Juan René Serrano would sink his last arrow into the 9 ring. while Older Somara suffered a more severe fate, veering into the 8 ring. And so it was left to Ernesto Boardman to try and keep hope alive for Mexico. The prospects did not appear promising. Not until Kim Woo-jin made things more interesting. An 8 from Mr. Kim? Those are few and far between for the Koreans, who just needed 2 strong shots to make it 2 in a row against Mexico. Consider it done. Mr. Koo sets the stage with a much-needed 9, and then Lee Sung-yeon came through with the clincher. Needed 8, he got 9, and everybody wearing white got a nice pat on the back. Korea avenges last year's loss to China on Konyaaltı Beach and makes it a clean sweep in 2016, the Olympic year, beating the Netherlands in China, Mexico in Medellin, and then once again in Antalya. Mr. Kim, Mr. Koo, and Mr. Lee, unbeatable as a trio on the 2016 World Cup Tour.
Your fellow archers, and of course, reward them with your applause for all their beautiful efforts.
일단은 멕시코도 힘든
The
팀이고요.
Mexican team is very strong and they shot really well, so we needed to focus on our shooting and shoot the match according to our strategic plan. We did our job well, and so it went very well for us.
더 집중할 수 있는 그렇게 돼서 더 잘할 수 있었던 것 같아요.
Korea's master plan of monopolizing the podium included a gold medal in the women's team event. One problem, the Russians weren't in on that plan. In fact, they have plans of their own, visions of pulling off an upset. That wasn't a pipe dream either. After dropping the opening sets, Russia fought back to win set 3 and trailed by only 2. So an upset was in the realm of possibility, especially with the powerful Ksenia Perova leading the way. With her team trailing by 3 halfway through the 4th set, Perova provided the spark, stoking the fires of a Russian comeback. She would leave it to the 20-year-old Tulyana Dashidorjeva to fan the flames even more with a big-time 10. And then a 9 from former World Cup gold medalist Ina Stepanova kept the fire going on a toasty day in Antalya. But Korea was as hot as the pebbles on Konyaaltı Beach. Chung Hae-jin started to put out the fire with a solid shot. And Chae Mi-sun would follow in her teammates' footsteps. Chae Mi-sun leaving it to Kibo Bae to put the match away. The defending Olympic champion delivered like a champ, providing more than enough points to put an end to Russia's hopes of an upset. The team gold medal in Antalya, another major step for Korea on the road to Rio, where all 3 women will compete in the Summer Olympic Games. Even if the score was 6-2 with the Russian team, it was not an easy match for us. It was a tough match, and it was a good opportunity to learn many things and to learn some lessons. It was good preparation for the Rio Olympics. Plain and simple, Atanu Das was the underdog in the men's bronze medal match. Though confident in his own ability, this contender from India knew what he was up against. He'd already taken on Kubanchan in mixed team play, and now he'd face the man ranked number 1 in the world, Kim Woo-jin. Mr. Kim, full of confidence, predicting he would break Im Dong-hyun's Olympic record once he gets to Rio. But first things first. Kim was trailing 4-0 after the first 2 sets. It was on the ropes going into the 5th set. But he bears down, hitting pay dirt with his first shot. Could Kim hold up under all this heat? Well, the same could be asked of Atanu Das, who'd shot so well from the very start. But a 9 meant he'd have to play catch-up to close out Kim Woo-jin. By this time, Mr. Kim had received a wake-up call. including one from his coach. It was a classic Korean comeback in the making, but Mr. Das had not come this far to back down. He kept it close, but was now in a helpless position. There was nothing he could do to keep Kim from clinching the set and forcing a shoot-off to break a 5-all tie. Neither one deserved to lose. Both deserved a medal. Hopefully there would be a decisive and clear-cut winner. Kim left plenty of room for Das to seal the deal, but to the naked eye, it was too close to call, which put the match in the hands of the target judge. Katie Lipscomb only had to measure once before making the call in favor of Kim Woo-jin, who won by a razor-thin margin. Korea's parade to the podium would, after all, include a bronze medal in men's recurve. That bronze medal match was a tough act to follow. But with two more talented Koreans going head-to-head in the gold medal match, this had the potential of going the distance too. Koo Ban-chan already had 2 gold medals in his pocket. Could he make it 3? Meanwhile, Lee Sung-young was going for the daily double after clinching the team gold medal earlier in the day. One way or another, the rich would get richer. Down by 2 after 3 sets, Koo Ban-chan punches another hole in the 10 ring, trying to bring pressure to bear on his teammate. But the placid Lee Sung-young seems oblivious to the pressure and just keeps doing what he usually does. The set is tied at 10-10. Mr. Koo taking his time and executing perfectly. Same technique, same result. He keeps the heat on Mr. Lee. But remember, Lee Sung-young is a former world champion, winning that title 3 years ago on the beach in Belek. He remains unfazed and the set remains tied. With the gold medal now hanging in the balance, this was not the time for Koo to come up with a 9. But that was the card he dealt himself. So he was now at the mercy of his fellow countrymen who could show no mercy. A 10 would take care of the matter, and Lee Sung-young goes for the kill shot, hitting his target to bring this match to an end. No hard feelings, it's all in the family. Lee Sung-young giving up just 11 points all week in Turkey, winning every one of his matches to defend the gold medal he'd won just the year before, right here on Konyaaltı Beach. Last year in Antalya, my opponent was a Korean archer, Kim Woo-jin. And this year, my teammate Koo Ban-chan. So the situation was comfortable for me because the opponent is once again Korean. If I lose the match, the gold still goes to Korea, so I can shoot more relaxed in that situation.
Hello, I'm Naomi Folkard. I'm from Great Britain and I'm going to Rio. I won my first 2 matches, which were quite tight, but I shot good enough. And then I was through to the quarterfinals against Sarah from Greece. I went 4-0 down on set points, so I had to dig really deep and shoot really strong. And I got a 29 and a 27, so I won the next 2 sets. And then I won the last set as well. So, it was awesome. And then I was going to the Olympics. When I realised I'd won the match, I was just really, really happy, overwhelmed with emotions, a few tears. It's going to be my 4th Olympics, and it's a chance for me to finish my Olympic career on a high note and shoot really well.
The best matches of the day, one of the best matches of the year, was the women's bronze medal affair featuring 2 young women from the Far East. Korea's Chung Hae-jin was locked in a 3-all battle with Chinese Taipei's Tan Ya-ting after the opening 3 sets. But the best was yet to come. Chung Hae-jin unleashing a 9 to open the 4th set. Tan Ya-ting trying to move ahead, but barely missing the 10 ring. Ms. Chong unable to join the inner circle either. So it's another opportunity for Tan. An opportunity that goes by the wayside. The set still tied. The Korean finally breaks through, and she has the advantage. But that doesn't last long. Tan 4-10. So they split the set, split the points, and the score's now tied at 4 apiece. The bronze medal still up for grabs. Ms. Chong charges ahead with a solid, if not spectacular, shot. And the same could be said for Tan Ting. Could anybody take control of the match? It appeared as though Chung Hae-jin finally would, landing her next arrow right in the sweet spot. That only inspired her opponent. It's another 10 for Tan. These two are still tied. Not for long. Things start breaking bad for Ms. Chong, who takes a step back on her third arrow of the 5th set. It was now Tan's match to win. The talented woman from Taipei followed through and followed up on Chong's 9. One less 10 for Tan, and it was all over. After going toe-to-toe and trading punches for 5 rounds or 5 sets, Tan Ting gets to leave the ring with another bronze medal, landing the knockout punch on her final shot. With Tan Ting breaking through the Korean curtain, could Ksenia do the same thing? Russia's Ksenia Perova had shot well in the team round, coming away with a silver medal. Of course, the team gold had gone to Korea, led by the world's best woman when it comes to shooting a recurve bow. Chae Sun had won a gold at stage 2 in Medellin, and the year before on Konyaaltı Beach. So this was a comfortable setting for Miss Chae, who jumped out to a 2-point lead after splitting the first set. We pick up the action going into set 3, with Perova posting a 9. No harm done, though. Chae Sun's shot in the same neighborhood. Time now for the Russian to make a move. And she does, with a shot that even brought a smile to her face. But that just motivated Chae Sun, who raised the level of her game. The set's tied at 19. The magic doesn't last for Ksenia. She takes a step back on her final shot of the set, leaving the door open for her Korean counterpart. The Koreans rarely let a chance like this slip by, and Chae Sun makes sure that does not happen. The 19-year-old who'd beaten Chung Hae-jin in the semis now had a 5-1 lead after 4 sets and was just 3 shots away from staking her claim on yet another gold medal. The score actually deceiving the match closer than it seemed, and Perova had just missed on a few shots that might have made a big difference. But that is the difference between the Koreans and everybody else. They make big shots when it matters most. That 10 by Chae Sun giving her an early edge in the 4th set. At this point, Perova simply not able to mount a serious challenge to Chae Sun, who just had to hold the lead in this set to write her own happy ending. There would be no storybook ending for the Russian archer. In fact, 3 straight 9s would be her final chapter in a tale woven by a young woman many consider the favorite for Olympic gold in Rio. Chae Sun closes the match with style and flair of a potential Olympic champion, capturing her 3rd gold medal of the day in this run-up to Rio, where she might have to contend with the defending Olympic champ Recurve Bow, whom she defeated on Konyaaltı Beach last year. So this just may have been a preview of things to come. I didn't expect a lot from Medellin because I wasn't really confident there, but I did well in Medellin. In Turkey, I was in good condition and better prepared, so I was looking forward to a good performance here in Antalya. The results were good for me, so I'm very happy with that, and it's good for the coming Olympics. Chae Sun may get to face Recurve Bow in Denmark, too. Both have qualified for the World Cup finals in September, along with Ksenia Perova, Wendelina Sartori, and Deepika Kumari. All of them chasing Tan Ting of Chinese Taipei. Meanwhile, on the men's side, the consistent Kuban Chan has overtaken Brady Ellison and moved into the top spot. He'll be joined in Denmark by Kim Woo-jin, while Zach Garrett will make the trip with Brady Ellison. Wei Chun Heng and Chef Vandenberg and Ernesto Boardman will also be there. And we hope you will be too, following our live coverage from Denmark on Archery TV.